The last thing I'm going to touch on about the ultra from last weekend is the fueling. Lots of people have questions about how to fuel, so I thought I would share this with you guys so maybe it might help you come up with a plan for your next race. It's really, really important to have that worked out ahead of time. My goal was to not have to think at all about fueling. I wanted to be able to come into the aid station, grab what I needed, and go. I didn't want to have to dig for things. So I showed you guys last week how I was packing for it. So you can go back a couple of videos and see that. What I did is I made a baggie for each loop. Each loop was about 4 miles, and I guessed that it would be around an hour. I knew some would be faster than that. Some might be slower than that, depending on what was happening and how late in the race it was going to get. But I knew that if I figured on an hour per loop, that would be about right. So my goal was to be somewhere between 60 and 70 carbs per hour or per loop. So then I went through and I made a bag with varied things. One would be a gel and a waffle. One would be a larger gel by itself. One would be the Honey Stinger waffles. And so I went through and made a baggie for each one. I also make sure I mixed in some regular gels and some caffeinated gels. I added the caffeinated gels for later in the race, especially into the evening on day one, because I knew I would be starting to get sleepy. So I did like a caffeinated and then a couple of hours of regular and then another caffeinated. So I really tried to mix those things in strategically. I also figured on having real food during meal times. I've kind of talked about this before as well. If I'm going to be out there for a really long time like that, I plan on having at lunchtime, at dinner time, at breakfast time, more real food. So what I took for that was the Bobo's PB&Js. I don't know if you've had those, but they are so good. But I would take one of those. I would take a serving of Pringles chips and a couple of sips of Diet Coke, just like I was having a meal, and I would walk and eat the PB&J and the Pringles. And then like in dinner, and I think I had, twice I had a turkey wrap. So I had a tortilla with turkey and cheese on it, rolled it up and just walk, because you can walk and eat that really easily. Again, grabbed some Pringles because I really liked having the salty crunch with my food. So your body is used to having meals at mealtime. So during a race, I try to replicate that. Nothing too heavy, nothing too fatty, nothing that's going to be a real challenge for your body to break down, but something that feels a little more substantial. I wore my pack and I put about a liter of water in my bladder in the back, and I just kind of topped it off about every other lap. And then I carried in the front of my pack a collapsible flask, and that one is the one that had my electrolytes in it. I went through one of those every lap. So every time I would come through, I would refill it and put another thing of electrolytes in it. And you'll see from my list here in a minute that I got lots and lots of electrolytes in, but I feel like I did what was right for me because I had no issues with that. So I'm going to put my list up here of everything that I consumed. It's a lot, but I was out there for a long time. If you would like me to send you the list so you can have it, let me know and I would be happy to send it to you.